We would have thought for sure we are going to be getting Kirby Triple Deluxe and Kirby Planet Robot. The discussion, the talks, and everything associated with that came across that yes, this is going to be the game for 2026. And then later, we're going to be getting something in 2027. But it seems after watching that Nintendo Direct, that might not be the case. Now, honestly, this is definitely disappointing for Kirby fans. Did Nintendo forget about Kirby once again, or is something big around the corner? Let's get straight into it. Really, when I talk about Kirby, I am absolutely in joy, and these two games really made me happy. Triple Deluxe and Planet Robot are widely considered to be some of the greatest Kirby games of all time, which is definitely true because they have such amazing story, the level design is awesome, and the gameplay just features amazingly. But when you really look at it, did Nintendo ever have these games planned, or was this a whole bunch of hoax from the very beginning? Where it all starts off for these two games is in fact back in 2024, where a very high respected leaker, Nate the Hate, said, yeah, these games are going to be coming. And then instead of admitted, it's not happening, he was like, it is happening, 2025, and then 2026. We're finally in that year, he hasn't said a single thing. This has definitely led many Kirby fans to be, wondering, is Nintendo going to be doing something with these games? Was this all a complete garbage leak from the very beginning? Or is something else happening? Because when I really look at Kirby and the timeline surrounding it, you can see a lot of things. It all starts off, in fact, back in like 2013, where you can see Nintendo releasing one Kirby game every single year. It doesn't matter if it's a mainline, it doesn't matter if it's a remaster, a remake, or heck, even a spin-off game. There's a one Kirby game every single year. Well, you can look at that and say, well, we didn't get a Kirby game every single year because we didn't get one in 2021. Well, 2021 was right in the middle of a pandemic, so it definitely did make sense to not see a lot of games, and we also didn't get one in 2024. But if you remember from earlier on what I said, it said that I was supposed to be getting Kirby Planet Robobot in 2024, so potentially they delayed that and then was getting ready for Switch 2. And last year we got Kirby Air Riders, which was considered not to be a mainline massive Kirby game, but it still is a Kirby game that we end up getting. We also got the Nintendo Switch 2 edition for Forgotten Land, which is definitely really cool. But this year, nothing. Not even a word, not even a peep from Nintendo. Although they have been updating Nintendo Today with Kirby actions, besides that, there is nothing for the beautiful pink puffball. Is this all about to change, or did Nintendo truly forget about Kirby? Now honestly, when I really look at everything that we laid out, it definitely does seem like there is going to be something around the corner. Because if you look at it, next year in 2027, it is the 35th anniversary of Kirby. And usually we always get something. Michiru Sakurai really loves the beautiful pink puffball, so potentially we are going to be getting something there. Hall Laboratories are going to invite something for Kirby. Who knows? It's definitely really interesting. Could this be the actual time for Triple Deluxe in Planet Robot? Was it the reason why they got delayed so many times? Because originally it was set to be just Planet Robot. Then for some reason this year, the entire thing was, hey, Triple Deluxe, Planet Robot, these games are going to be happening at some point. So is this the special surprise for 2027? Or was it actually going to be the appetizer for this year, since they didn't have a single game to actually give us? I honestly believe that it was going to be the appetizer, and in 2027 we're going to be getting the next Kirby game. Now I'm not so sure. These games could easily be those games in 2027, or Nintendo's just not going to do anything at all. Now, I definitely don't think that that's going to be the case. I think that's definitely very extreme if that was going to be the case, that Nintendo's not going to be doing anything at all for Kirby. It definitely was cool to see the return of Air Riders, but it's definitely not the same as, you know, your mainline Kirby game where you go and get an enemy and you use your vacuum and then you turn into a sword guy. Overall, it's definitely really awesome. Honestly, I would love to see Triple Deluxe. I would love to see Planet Robot. I know there is easy ways to just grab out your Nintendo 3DS and start playing, but there's something special about having all your favorite old games return on one system. Then you can go out, you can pick your whole library, and there you go. Instead of bringing a DS, a Switch, a Wii U, whatever the case may be when you go out, you can just bring that one simple console that has everything on it. And it honestly is just the best feeling ever, because when I have a collection, I don't want to have like a Switch, 3DS, Wii U, all of those things all separated. Then you gotta plug it in, you gotta use like 300 watts of power just to drive all those things if you want to play every single game possible. And sometimes you might not have the original console, and if you wanted to get a Nintendo 3DS in 2026, oh my goodness, you probably should have got one back in 2024. Before this all started, the 3DS becoming a retro console or something like that. Now you gotta go and pick one up for triple the price that it was brand new. Like, what in the world is going on here? If Nintendo wanted to, these games would honestly sell pretty well, because a lot of Nintendo fans back in the day, as it seems, they might have overlooked these games and now they want them to return. I don't know, it's definitely really interesting. We also have a bunch of Kirby fans that are very passionate about these games. And honestly, that is really fantastic. I'm passionate about these games as well. I love going up the beanstalk in Kirby Triple Deluxe and just hearing that music where he's just bouncing on the little bean, and there you go. It's really fantastic. There's one Kirby fan, in fact, that mentions it pretty much every single day. And that's not a bad thing. That's just showing us how passionate you actually are. Connor keeps leaving comments about Kirby Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot. I honestly think that this is awesome. It shows how passionate, it shows how Nintendo fans drive for, honestly, some games. Like for me, if I really wanted to tell you my favorite game, I would love to see A Link Between Worlds return. I know I could easily go and pick up a 3DS and start playing the game, but there's something special, like I previously said, about having it on the system itself. So now, let's answer the big question of the day. Is Nintendo actually forgetting about Kirby as a whole? Well, I don't necessarily think that they are forgetting. It definitely could be. Maybe forgetting for 2026. They got everything all planned out, but we're not going to be seeing a Kirby game in 2026. Instead, these games are happening in 2027. Because honestly, that could very much be the road that Nintendo is taking. We are going to be seeing these amazing games in 27, where it's the 35th anniversary of Kirby. That is crazy to say, because I swear it felt like just yesterday that I was playing the original game. Like the Dreamland, that's probably not the original game, but overall, it felt like just yesterday. And now, 35 years later, starting 2027, we could finally see these games. Because what other games is Nintendo actually going to remaster or remake? That is definitely really interesting. I guess they could do Rainbow Curse. I guess they could do something like that. But honestly, maybe it's going to be Triple Deluxe, maybe it's going to be Planet Robobot, or maybe it's going to be Forgotten Land 2.0. That's also another great discussion for another day. But overall, do you think Nintendo completely forgot about Kirby? Or do you think this was just the fairy tales all to begin with? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Consider hit that subscribe button. We do a bunch of different content on this channel. Theories, leaks, rumors, news, Nintendo stuff, Pokemon, that too. Anyways, see you in the next one.